Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.
And immediately we start into nothing else than forZe versus Unique. As it is, the Unique site that has picked this map. Let's figure out if we're gonna see a victory or not. Because in the meantime, FaceCrack is dodging his death, magically does that, and moves over to B. And if that's actually a fake or initiated, we're gonna see that. Faking it out brilliantly. They don't move Pop Talk too fast yet. Renia would have had a perfect angle on it. Yet in the meantime, splitting all around, forZe taking a slower approach to really make that work from start on. Oh, that hurts. More to come is the question. FaceCrack with his bomb down the ramp, and most definitely should get the bomb down. Yes, indeed. The pressure is now high onto him, because Jerry is not looking good when it comes down to the armor section. But one tap into the face of Fanet is putting that man down. Unique in a bit of a troubling situation, as Undo is close with his P2000, taps him away. Indeed does that. The Glock from Jerry puts a bit more pressure onto them. Again, 10-second defuse. A player close! Oh, and Undo with the body shots finds him. Yet again, problem can be in this case that you are unfortunately not having armor on your chest. That should work, shouldn't it? Yes, indeed. It does.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
Yet again, Unique, as we saw, taking the lead. Is this one? It's right now just a sort of eco. Would have expected somewhat of a force maybe to come in. Either way, patience from forZe. Rather wait to the out before they fall into a trap. Yet again, no real pressure from forZe. 40 seconds left, and I mean, their playstyle on this is very, very slow. I mean, I think we're gonna see a very, very slow game ahead of us. I have to be very honest, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of that because it's effectiveness slash ineffectiveness. I'm not a fan of that because, as a viewing experience, it's... I mean, it's effective, that's the thing, right? It can be effective, but it's just not that much fun. And in the meantime, let's see how that one will go. forZe finally with a buy. I mean, this indeed could be a sign of success. Yet again, a slow play style to direct it. Don't get me wrong, a slow play style is no initial problem. It basically is just a bit slower. Let's put it that way, just slower. Yet, as they're rotating over to B. So, waiting this one out, of course, is so pivotal, and at the meantime, it can kill you. Take a look at it. If they're doing one mistake, if forZe is failing on one end, they'll probably collapse. FaceCrack running for the molly is taking him some damage. Flit moving down and finding his first. That bomb should hit the ground by now. 10 seconds yet again. CIS is striking with their playstyle. Venya moves through, takes down the first, does the drive-by on the sides. But Almazar and co, there they go. And forZe finding a victory, finally. One of the most city-side maps in the game, if you didn't know. And therefore, no real surprise. Oh no, don't do it. No, 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 no! Oh god! How is this thing having any accuracy on the ladder? How does that count? Or was it just random? I don't know. Still a frag found by the taser is weird. FaceCrack just shutting them down one by one. Accuracy at its finest. Nevertheless, you gotta watch out that danger isn't coming close, and danger is coming close. Almazar knows about the player back in Ivy, eliminated, and Undo doing himself the favor by sticking to this. So far, so good. Quickly mentioning that one. Train picked by Unique. 6 out of 10 times in the last 3 months, with forZe also being quite alright on this. Talking about Train real quick, because it could get a little uncomfortable. As we see right here, second round being picked up. Like I mentioned, forZe though overall with a bit of a better rating. 58% of the matches have been won by them, and this includes victories against X30 Max, Windstrike, Sprouts, or Devil's One, X-King win, with most of the wins off the side of Unique coming just from CIS region teams. So, we're gonna see about that. So let's see. Because Unique in this situation, surely they got every single weapon. In the follow-up, it gets a little gnarly and a little uncomfortable and a little maybe problematic. Morph now on the way to the A side. At least this is what it seems to be. FaceCrack and Co. still very patient. They take their time to get on the sites. And that's a very uncomfortable positioning. Getting down one. Fanet strikes as well. There yet again. Problem starts to occur with Almazar. They'll find in Doze. It's unbelievably good. Not enough though. Undo. It's coming in time. Let's take a look at it. Let's figure out if force with that one actually chain something up. And yet again, we're gonna watch a very, very, very patient force once more. They have lost the previous round with nearly turned around. Wasn't enough though. That's the way it is, how it sometimes goes in Counter-Strike. I mean, especially I will take a look, and the most interesting part will be the CT side. Although the bomb is so unfortunately placed, Axie just knows how to use his AK wisely though. And there they go. FaceCrack waiting this out. Axie, gotta be cautious about behind him. He doesn't have any awareness. The MP9 at close range. It is like a chainsaw, but it's running out of bullets quite swiftly. So one player sports it back on a ladder. No real chance for Venya, I'd say. It's a flashbang. It's brilliant. I have to look up a name. Who in God's name is that? This is typical. Robin. Thank you, Robin, for changing your name. I appreciate it. Either way. CD's pretty much brought on their knees, economically speaking. If they don't find this round, we see a bit of a problem coming in. In the meantime, as Auto Director doesn't want to show us, now it's going to show us. Either way, that was even the M4 if I saw it correctly. Yeah, it was, and that's a bit of a shocker. Fanet finding a fairly easy frack. It's getting a little uncomfortable now. And I would maybe start to be worried. Maybe, just maybe. FaceCrack doing the drive-by. That is done with ease. And so... I don't see any more issues coming in. I don't see any more problems coming their way. forZe. Right now, really trying to figure this one out. They seem to have figured it out quite well. As Dopashano at least gets another kill. His teammate dies. AK to be brought through. Well, here's the steps. His teammate coming from the other side. There's about to die. Salazar takes Ivy control pretty much alone. I mean, we're only talking about USPS's hit falling down. It's not going to happen.
Terrorists win.
And yet again, I'm looking forward to what forZe is going to do in the long run. Are they going to stick to the slow setup, or are they going to aggressive? I mean, Alazar tries, for example, here. Maxi power. Okay. Dropping this weapon. I imagine he didn't want his teammate to repeat over and over again. Just go for the entry and that's it. What's the plan? What is Maxi power doing? I'm a little confused. Something doesn't seem right. Something doesn't seem right at all. Anyway. So, shut up, more brilliant positioning, taking down another player from the forZe site. And again, I don't really believe forZe didn't have this plan initially. It felt extremely confusing on what we've seen. So the CTs, they're gonna win this again. forZe is bringing in just 2 other weapons. I mean, they have to save that money, right? So it's fine. That's working. And with forZe going for another timeout, which actually seems to be a good idea. I like that a lot, to be honest. And this one, at this point in time, is so back and forth. Yet again, the unique pick, and I'm very much looking forward to forZe switching over to the CT side later on. with losing XP power. A very important individual has already seen the light. So you see, it's a patience again. And this patience, I'm not quite sure what it's going to cost them. That's a cost at a time. I have to say it again. This setup is so determined to always work in the last second. It's always so determined to work really 100%. There it does. Player drops down. They don't check the left-hand side yet. Oh, and this is what I highly dislike. Look at it. Look at it. This is what I mean. Those are the mistakes nobody checks for. And Jerry, probably everybody hope that he's going to make that. The way. Only down 2-2. There you got it. Tied up again. forZe with such a slow pace style. No mistakes allowed. Them now pushed directly on the side. Fast approach force is what we're seeing this time around. It's a little funny how they just flick the switch and change it up massively. forZe didn't check though back onto PopDoc. Major mistake. Jerry plays around. Did PopDoc play? Okay, no, FaceCrack does it pretty much all on his own. So running into those mistakes though should never happen. Safe plan from Jerry nevertheless. I'm now very much looking forward to how this one is working out. Jerry, actually being beheaded by a weapon so close range is absolutely ridiculous. Switching over to the smoke. And no sound. Flit doesn't need to peek. I found it. He needs to pull through it. He doesn't find the bomb. He doesn't realize where the bomb stands. I mean, he still gets the kill, but he's going to die nevertheless. And there you see it. Sad story for him. Windows. Please. I know we're friends and everything, but you don't need to do this, right? I'm casting. FaceCrack getting one after another. Once again, just that shooting gallery. forZe with the 75. I mean, yet again, if they get 8, I would be very happy as forZe. Unique are a team that is more CT side on here. No real surprise. That counts for both of them. And so I might imagine we're going to see a quite good forZe once sides are being switched. Except there is some magic happening. seems like now forZe is in the mood for a more aggressive stance. If that's gonna work, different story. In the meantime, Shannock is looking desperately for it, and he's getting something done. Burning away, but his teammate is gonna do it. XC boosts it up so intelligently that grants him another kill. The bomb is still in public, and that makes it a bit more problematic. 3 versus 2. He sees the guy on the ladder. Very weird positioning. Nevertheless, Fennec strikes back immediately. That's so brilliant. Exy knows! Oh, Exy! The quad is so intelligently well done as he knows about the player up elevated. Looks up. That's painful. And with such a situation coming up for forZe, you have to say, I mean, the 9 to 5 is inevitable.
Bomb has been planted.
Off one after another falling. Things are looking good. Deagle to be saved up. Not quite sure what Fad Rocka is about to do. Ah, there you go. Has a little bit of a duel. Tries to pick up the Deagle in front of him. I mean, this round hardly has any impact for Unique because they didn't have any real chance anyway. The next one is important because then they're back with a bye. You see it, 4.2, so on and so on. Yet again, aggression comes to the side. The AUG reigns supreme, at least to some degree. So, no real chance. XE, good luck, have fun. That's not gonna work. There you go. forZe. With a 9 to 6, you can really make it work.
Counter-terrorists win.
And yet again, things might look sinister. Yet again, those pistols from forZe striking right now would be brilliant. The only problem that now occurs, of course, is that their setup is a little wrong. Now they adjust it, and they might have a brilliant read on this. No one's going to come up pop dog for the moment, so that's all fine. Flit is gonna wait, because what's gonna happen very likely, Unique gets out of the ramp, and his teammates back there, which is both FaceCrack and Jerry, should get a lot of attention. Once they start shooting or get a little bit of attention, there you go, finds one, gets a second as well, and he hears the players elevated, now knows, as he still checks onto ramp, the bomb has been dropped very publicly and very problematically, but his teammate now dinged. They find the frag, but it's gonna be Jerry who needs to chime in. A 3 versus 2 suddenly gets a little uncomfortable. Oh, but that is 5 and 100. Shannock and Fanitz. There shouldn't be any circumstance where this goes wrong anymore. Talking about it, body shot found. The second headshot from Almazar reigns in.
Bomb has been defused. Counter-terrorists win.
And the first timeout from Unique, the problem is, right, this is, again, not where they want to be, because this is a T site. If forZe sticks to solid plays, I would be scared. Really, I would be scared as hell. And from a statistical point of view, it can't be really Unique winning this round. With such shots, I mean, I said it. I said for a good reason, and I knew why I was scared. Fanit picking up the shotgun. Very enjoyable. I hope it does something. Yet again. Let's see, with what a flank. It was about the player underneath, it takes him down. Should be the next victim here is Peshanok. Unique, trying, but forZe don't want any more players to fall down, understandably. Now 35 more seconds left on the clock. I mean, you gotta try. Not much more to come, though.
Counter-terrorists win.
And with 11 to 6 being the case, forZe, if they find this one, and that's a pivotal one, if they find this one, then I really imagine things to look sinister. Then I really imagine things to look extremely, extremely sinister. The reason why I say this is because Unique then will be economically somewhat reset. I mean, they still have a great losing bonus, but they will be somewhat reset. This puts them in the best position, worst position overall, and forZe is accumulating money in case they're not losing every single individual. If they do, yes, then we have a problem. And Flit hears all the players. Can't find the first. That's a bit of a problem now, but undo, my goodness, with what a shot, undoes the change. And forZe is collapsing. This round isn't theirs. This round is where they have to give up. The next one is where they trial to make the change, but I doubt they will. So Unique can tap on their shoulders. Found number one, found in the second half.
Terrorists win.
In the meantime, Menya and Co directly pushing downwards. I mean, this round is where forZe decides to rather go for the eco. A good point and a very understandable one indeed. Really not too much to imagine here. So now things look a little sinister for forZe. Not deadly, but yet sinister.
Terrorists win.
And he still gets the AK. Okay, Flynn, well done. That's a nice little move. Unfortunately, he should not be able to drop an AWP, but Almazar himself could afford one for the team. Let's do that. Give it to Exy, and that's perfect. And yet again, forZe with a bit more of an aggressive setup, at least from one of the players. I mean, typical to move down, pop dog, don't get me wrong. But as X already found the frag, and Venya switches over to the op, things are about to get interesting. Slowly and steady. Things are starting to get a bit problematic for Unique. I mean, they're playing a very slow setup as well, as we've seen from forZe previous. No real surprise here. There it goes. The AWP able to strike. Pashano flashed by his teammates, seemed to be. And that's not what you want to see, is it? So, as we're waiting it out, free Ts are going to survive, and those free Ts, of course, making it very easy. And we're yet to experience some force from force. I'm surely they won the previous round, but it didn't feel like we actually experienced too much of brutality of their side. I mean, they got the individuals to perform outstandingly good, and now frag coming in from one of them. Almazar revenges. Xi somehow burning away. This is odd. This is weird. And now they're all trying to approach the side. Bishanok eliminated. And the bomb now dropped. But either way, I'm not quite sure if Jerry does himself a favor with that. Not really. Flit to take them all down. And even though as good as Flit might be, I don't really see him stand a chance. I don't really see him stand a chance. I mean, you should never say never, right? But you never know. Switching over it, though, that is the brilliant move. Let's Flit really take... No, Flit, unbelievable! He knows just where to pre-aim, takes down another! My goodness, Flit, what in God's name is wrong with you? As Fanito tries now to take down the connector player, Flit to his left-hand side, he clutches it! I would have never believed to see this! But my goodness, he's a god, and he himself, he's deciding who's living and who's about to fall down, and he has made his decision. forZe, say thanks to Flit in that one. Absolutely ridiculous. And yet again, very much looking forward. See what's gonna happen. forZe actually use full force in this one. I mean, I don't want to really see them collapse at that one. Would be harsh to experience, to put it that way. Nevertheless, frags are coming in. Menya taking down Almazar. Uncomfortable. I would call that uncomfortable, and there it is, uncomfortable. Arc in the hands of Undo. Same goes for Venya, and yet again failing. I don't want to see that. I don't want to experience that. And look how close they are. Undo needs to be taken down. Gonna work. Another player to his left hand checks it out, or does he? Yet again, need to be super cautious. Bomb is on his way to A. Xi should realize anytime soon that B is fairly clear. Oh, and that is a major mistake. That is where it all could collapse. Xi, yet again, a pistol to turn this one around. Thinks to one of the guys, and this is unbelievable. 2 HP though left. And I don't see him winning that at all. I mean, you got a smoke in the kit, but once the AUG spray down starts, I don't see him standing a chance. Found anyway beforehand, and what a mistake by forZe, really. I really have no words in this situation. And forZe taking another timeout. They don't really... I mean, they should force through. That's what it looks like. Then they eco in case they lose, which is highly likely. So 10-13. And then they buy 11-13. It's getting close. I don't like it at all. And as forZe is trying to move in the right direction, I mean, I'm not so sure about it. Almazar peeking through with his teammate XC. They definitely want to find a frag over on Ivy. There they go. So, as the frag is found, oh, no, he can never know about Almazar, and in no world can he know about Almazar. That's ridiculous. He's still waiting. He needs to do a move anytime soon. Oh look, no. He spotted him, didn't he? He spotted him! And Almazar still gets the kill! The jump peak, I can never say that this was intended! Ugh, and this is disgustingly good. With though, forZe now not having any security over on B. Kid is on XC, so things are realistic. They all come from the back of the site, and nobody's approaching for connector. So they move through. Trying to find a frag. I mean, the smoke from Almazar said. And XC just pulling through. XC now pulls through. That would be brilliant. They still need to defuse this. They still need to find this. And I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. What? No! You gotta be kidding. 1 HP! He had no kit! This is ridiculous. What do you want to say? What do you want to say? Absolutely ridiculous. So in the meantime, a weird move toward, extremely weird move towards Ivy. XE punishes the mistake of his opponent, and Fanit, well, he wants revenge. That's striking. I'm not so sure what Shanak was thinking there. And with that being shown, shoots him in the feet real quick. No problem. Oh, and Jerry, no, how does he dodge that? What a professional. Absolutely insane. Now TeamSpeak problem coming in for Jerry and Cole. And so, TeamSpeak problem resolved. Yet again, I really don't feel like Unique has what it takes to perform to turn that one around. Yet again, those Devils, they stand a chance, don't get me wrong, they do stand a chance. Yet again, Orc with one, but not with two. Is it turning as sinister as I might expect? Take a look at that one, though. Flit's coming through. Just taking him down. That's a bomb dropped, and that might be a map number 1 already finished. As Fanet most likely will try to turn things around. Dark clouds, though, over his head. His P250 is not going to do the change. We will head into a little break, lads, and we're going to be right back with map number 2.
Charge up your game with excitement. Highest odds on the market. Coverage of all live and pre-match events. Place your bets with Solid Bookmaker and win with your favorite teams. Take what's rightfully yours with GG.bet.